that and then not have to even print.
Oh, we need to talk about when we're all getting in tomorrow.
The show started already, by the way.
Okay. Don't let that guy in the room.
What guy?
Nothing. You know the guy.
I'm not sure what guy you're talking about.
Yeah, the more you say it like that, the more it's like more suspicious.
Sorry about it.
What am I doing? Please enter only one op. What?
Hey, you guys gotta touch the tip of your nose when we're live.
We are live.
We are live. Oh,
We're
yeah,
on
we're
the-
live.
It's pretty funny when you say it.
Why can I hear? Oh.
Dude,
What's
Rick,
going
you
on?
look like a freaking Asian Fred Durst.
Who's Fred Durst? Oh, from
It's
the
like a Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit. No, I disagree.
He totally does.
I had your stupid website open. So I was like, what the hell is making all that noise? No.
Fuck the fade out. Boom. What's up, internet? It's Thursday. You guys are watching ATP Live. How's everybody doing? Is that all I usually say every time? I feel like I usually say more stuff. That went by fast. Maybe I just spoke quickly.
You just say everything that you would say when someone else subscribes. You know.
What's going on? What do I usually say? You guys do it.
Anita,
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you for having excellent taste in streamers.
That's
You've been
true.
saying that
That's a
lately.
good one.
It's true. I mean, that's what my appreciation is for, right? Anyway, enough out of you two. What's going on, you two? I'm joined by Rip and Rixta, and I feel like all three of us are a little bobbly because we're all traveling tomorrow. So we're all getting on airplanes and we're all flying up north to Seattle.
So which one of you nerds packed already?
I haven't packed yet. That's the problem. I got shit to do. You know, I got
None of
lots
us
to do.
packed.
You haven't packed
tomorrow,
either?
dude.
I've been thinking I'm just gonna pack light, just wear everything, like 4 layers, just walk through. You know, no?
Wear everything. You know
Yeah.
it's raining in Seattle. So
It's
Like-
always raining in Seattle.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, I
gonna be
know.
It's like
always-
it's just gonna be cloudy. It's not even gonna be rain. I bet.
You think so?
I looked at
I don't
the
know.
weather
That's how it is
report
up
and
to
it said
Michael.
raining.
Yeah.
Dude, when it rains, it's like it's rained for 5 minutes. It's gone. It's rained
No,
for
it
5
was
minutes, it's gone.
pouring the last time I went to Seattle. It was pouring
damn.
like crazy. It was like, it wasn't really that cold though. It wasn't like snow and shit, but you know, it was pretty wet. You know, and I don't like to get wet, so I don't know.
So you
We'll
wear
see how it
black
goes.
pants, huh?
What?
I haven't seen you wear black pants. I guess. I always see you in shorts that look like pants.
What are you trying to look at my lower midriff section
Extremities.
for anyway?
Curious about how much clothes you have because I know it's got to be black.
How much
And I'm
clothes
just-
I
and then
have?
you've got to have like a black shirt. You got a black hoodie. I know that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got a couple pairs of black dickies ready to
Okay.
roll. I'm definitely pulling them out. I mean, you know, it's gonna be cold, so I gotta
Yeah.
get those ready to roll. What are our topics for today?
I mean, there's one Tekken 7 topic,
Oh yeah, that's
It's
a
a
good
big
one. Mm-hmm.
and then we've got all the MKX and Northwest Majors stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Let's start at the top with the Josie Rizal. I watched a couple of matches. She was recently released officially in arcades for Tekken 7. Josie Rizal, turns out she's probably gonna replace Bruce. Not just like the way we've said, like, oh, okay, he's got one of Armor King's moves or
Yeah.
one of Marduk's moves, rip Marduk, right? This is like, she's got all of Bruce's moves. I saw a list, someone made a list, and it was at least like 30 moves that she shares with Bruce, and of those 30, like 10 of them were identical in terms of properties as well. So it's looking pretty bad for Bruce fans in terms of Bruce making it to Tekken 7. However, at least some, you know, version of that playstyle exists. Have you guys gotten a chance to check out Josie Rizal?
A little bit.
Okay. You go first, Ricky. What do you think of the character?
I mean, when I was watching it, I just saw Bruce. And so it was hard for me to like get excited over the character
Okay.
just because it looked like Bruce. Except
So-
she was a chick with some, extra little movements, but I'm not too down on her because I like Bruce as a character, the move set at least. So I'm glad that move set's still in the game. Even though it's kind of weird because Bruce and Brian kind of share some similar moves, but
Hmm.
not that much anymore.
Yeah, it seems like they're separating the characters, that's for sure. But I mean, I don't know. What do you think? It's kind of hard to. I don't know. What do you think, Rip?
Well, I mean,
Josie Rizal.
the way I see it, it's like they put out that first reveal trailer, and the one thing that I said about it was like, man, it looks like this character's got some good kicks. I like it. It looks like a real attack, and it turns out that those kicks were just like a real Tekken character they had before, Bruce. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, and then the rest of the stuff that they put on top of her is the same like twirly, flippy bullshit that I hate in Tekken right now.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what to think. I mean, can you imagine Poke Chop using her against Real Law? Like I think they lost the character, and I think Bruce was a pretty cool character. So I don't know. It's really strange, and of course, after that reveal, people start pointing out, hey, look, they copy pasted Exeba for the
Yep.
Rage Art, and I was like, hey, look, they copy pasted all the Bruce moves. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's a letdown. It's a letdown.
Okay. I personally kind of feel that sentiment as well. I kind of like. Okay, so when I saw Josie Rizal, I was like, oh, okay, 4 thumbs down again, right? But just like every time they've revealed the character, it looks kind of garbo, and then when you see it moving around, it's like, all right, better than I thought. And definitely, Bruce's move list is a lot better than I thought they were gonna do some. Cause I thought Talim, and I was thinking, oh no, they're gonna do another Talim flipping around, doing all these fast ass dumb pokes and stuff. And though she does have some flipping, I totally agree with you that Bruce is a way cooler character. I mean, I think they lost a cool character. Bruce is pretty cool. I never really used him myself, but I mean, he's very iconic, and he's very like, I don't really see the correlation. Why Josie Rizal? Maybe there's some kind of link in the story mode or some kind of wall scroll bullshit that I don't know about. Like maybe Josie Rizal trained in Bruce's dojo or something else about a dojo. I don't know. Like maybe it'll be explained. But to be
They
honest,
trained hitting cars with their elbow all day.
yeah, exactly. Now you're getting it, Ricky. All right, you're finally coming along, huh?
I got
Okay,
you.
so with the elbow in the dojo. So basically, I'm a little bit disappointed because it's cooler than it could have been, but at the same time, it's bittersweet, right? And the more stuff comes out about Tekken 7, and the more we start to see like, oh, this is weird, that's kind of weird too. That's from Soul Calibur 5, this is weird. The more I start to feel like they are totally gonna make a second version of the game, and it's gonna be the big like, okay, here's the real Tekken 7. It's gonna be like the what's the Scholar of the First Sin? Like they finally get it right, like all these things that everyone's complaining about the costumes, about all these copy paste types of things, and no one really liking the mechanics and everything being kind of weird. I just feel like this is all indication that there is a bigger final tune version of the game coming, and that's going to be the version that the world gets to play. This version right now, I think, is definitely, like, for lack of a better word, kind of a beta version. And on that note, I was watching JDCR stream. You guys don't know he streams. I heard that Korea's version of Tekken 7 is like totally garbo. Like it's super shitty, totally laggy. And he said that everyone is complaining on the Tekken forums in Korea. I think they're Tekken Central, I think is their forum. And he said everyone's complaining because it's all laggy and it's online only, apparently. So I don't know what's going on with the whole release of, Tekken 7. I don't know what's up with all the time release characters and stuff, but it just seems to me like it's a little bit odd. Like, just all signs point towards maybe some, Tekken 7 Scholar of the First Sin final tune version. What are your thoughts on that? You go first, Rip.
I was actually watching JDCR stream this morning, and I haven't talked to him in a while. But I asked him about how the Korean scene is doing. And he said, I mean, I asked him specifically, between Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag 2, the Korean arcade scene dropped significantly. And so I asked him, like, now with Tekken 7, it's supposed to be an easier game. Like, has the scene, like, kind of come back up, whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, like, it's actually gotten even smaller than Tag 2. Like, people are really upset, he said, because it's really expensive. And it's interesting because he says it's 500 won for 3 games with no card. Or if you are using your banner pass, it's 500 won for 10 games.
Wow.
So I didn't realize. Well, I mean, no, for 10 game limit, right?
What does
So it's
that
like
mean?
so it's like you put your 50 cents. It actually translates to 50 cents for us. So you put your 50 cents in with no ban and pass card. You can only win 3 times, and then your turn's gone. And then
What?
if you're using a ban and pass card, you can win up to 10 times, and then you got to get off the machine or put another 50 cents in. So
Why is that? I didn't even know that was the way it worked.
I had no idea. I found out this morning, and
So you
so I was like,
can't
"Holy
win
shit!
forever, huh?
You can't win forever. You got to pay some more." That's what it
They
is
did
now.
that. They did
Bullshit.
that for the initial release for in Japan. So there
Yeah.
was, I think there was a 5 or 10 win limit in Japan. That was before the hard release. So
Yeah, that was the soft release.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it sounds like they got a soft release.
maybe. But I mean, JDCR said like it's too
Wow.
expensive. Like for that price for that many games, and if you lose, you know what I mean. That's it. You paid 50 cents for your one loss, and to them that's really expensive because I guess it used to be a lot cheaper than that. And I heard that even Green Arcade doesn't even have Tekken 7. Like they're too broke to afford it or something. So
Yeah,
it's
I
like
believe it.
bad news all over the place in Korea. And he also complained about the netcode matchmaking, like you just said, in Korea. Said it was terrible. There's one more thing I'm trying to remember what it was. I think basically just saying that for new players, like when they come in, like before when you were in an arcade, you could see like, okay, these guys are really good. Those guys look kind of like my level. I'm gonna go play with those guys, right? But now
Mhm.
because of the netcode thing, you can't do that. So it's like you get on there, the system match makes you with someone else, then you get your ass kicked, and there goes your 50 cents or whatever, and it's expensive. You're like, what the hell, you know? So he
They
says
Hmm.
don't
it's
match
not
you based
really.
on rank.
I mean, they must, but it's like it doesn't really work out that way, you know? Because like, oh, maybe Rip's playing with this fucking beginner whatever character, but like, you still don't know how to play the game, or Knee's playing whatever beginner character, you know? So
Hmm.
compared to where you're in the arcade, you're like, oh look, Knee's trying out fucking Panda, but I ain't gonna go play Knee. Fuck that, I'm gonna go play this other dude, you know?
You can't tell
So
who you're playing, basically.
right, exactly.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it seems really weird. Everything I keep hearing about, like, the Tekken 7 development, it just makes me think, like, yeah, they're obviously working really hard to finish it or, like, change it. And there looks like there's a lot of, like, problems. So the more problems I see, the more I think, like, yeah, it's pretty clear that that's why it's not out on console yet. This is exactly what they said they were going to do. They said that we're going to take this opportunity to use the arcade release as, like, this way to test the game out. And the way they said it, it made it seem like, oh, they probably mean balance. But they probably also hella fucking meant all the other stuff, too. Like, netcode, functionality, connectivity, whatever other words that I don't know what they mean, all kinds of shit like that. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, Ricky? You think we're going to get a Tekken 7, ZR, or what? What do you think?
From what I've heard and read on the internet, Tekken 7 in Japan at least is like probably the most popular fighting game.
Hmm.
So, compared to Korea, which is a pretty big Tekken scene, but they're kind of hardcore loyalists, I think. I think the Tekken 7 in Japan is hitting the casuals like really,
That might be
like
good.
the casual crowd, like I remember because you guys remember Taco, right? My friend
Mm-hmm.
from,
Hmm.
he used to play Tekken. He was in Japan maybe like a couple weeks ago, and he said whenever he saw a Tekken 7 machine, it was all just like, businessmen and, but it was like popular. Like it was,
Yeah.
it was one of the more popular games he saw. So, um, I would hope that because of that, they do the right changes, and hopefully I would, I would expect a new version just because it's kind of the norm now. Like it's been
Yeah.
that way since Tekken 5. And it's kind of like the way it is for almost every fighting game now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Marvel versus Capcom 3 Ultimate Marvel. Street Fighter 4 has like 7 different versions. Tekken 7, it would shock me if there wasn't a new one. So,
Yeah.
and maybe we may never see this version of Tekken 7 ever.
I think that's very likely. I think that this version of Tekken 7 is going to be a lot like the Tekken 6.0 that no one ever saw but us. So, in this case, there's no but us because there's no fucking Super Arcade or whatever. Hey, any word on Round 1 Arcade getting Tekken 7?
I heard
Nope.
it's no U.S. release.
No US release whatsoever.
Yeah, and I was talking to the guy, to Evil. I don't know if he's in the chat right now, but he's usually around. He's from Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and he's talking like Australia's gonna get it. But when I talked to him, he was all like, "It's like the arcade owners really want it, but it's not
Mhm.
like they're getting it, So he said they're gonna make it happen. I'm like, okay, good luck with that, So
Weird. I
it's
wonder
very
why they did so it seems like they did a Japan only launch And then they were like, all right, we'll give Korea some scraps, but it's gonna taste like shit. You know, I don't get it. You know, I'm
Maybe
just
you know what? Maybe you're right in a sense where they kind of look at it and think this is still quote unquote a beta test, and we know that there's going to be a harder release
yeah,
later
the
down
hardest
the
release.
hardest release,
Uh-huh.
and that one is going to be the one that is going to be for everybody because it wouldn't it, you know it wouldn't make sense if they want to be an arcade type of game and not give it to as many arcades as possible.
Yeah.
Even I can understand it not coming to the U.S. because the U.S. arcade scene is pretty whack. But like there are other arcade scenes like in the Philippines and
Mm-hmm.
Australia and all those places, and I would
Taiwan. Yeah,
yeah,
there's
and
lots.
so I figure like they would get it too. And if none of those guys got it, I would think that maybe they're just kind of holding it tight and like making sure like they don't screw over those guys, because what happens if like say an arcade in Australia gets buys Tekken 7, spends a shitload of money, and then the newest one comes out, and then they
Right.
have to spend more money and like they
Right.
might lose customers that way. So
Hmm.
hopefully that I hope that's the way they're looking at it because it seems pretty bad as it is right now.
On that topic though, like both of you guys have been saying the words like beta release a lot, and earlier today when I was watching JDCR stream, he mentioned it a lot as well, and he was just saying like he was really upset about it. He was just like, this is BS, like how can we? Why are we paying to beta test their game for them? You know what I mean? Like usually when people beta test a game, it's for free. And so he's like, now it's expensive, and you get this bad net code, and we're paying for it. And it's a beta test. It's all bullshit. So he sounds really displeased with it. I mean, he's still playing the game, obviously, but
Yeah.
not the best circumstances.
Yeah, I overheard him talking about the game. He was saying that Kazuya he thinks is so good, and he was saying that Kazuya is so good. He was talking about how great he is. He was saying Electric, you can't sidestep it anymore, and then he was like, but maybe it's because of the lag. I don't know. So it's like he's unsure about the things he's talking about because of how poor the quality of each match is. So
Mhm.
it's just weird. I mean, all like I said, all these things that we're saying point to this is like just a way for them to make the game. It's not done yet. Obviously, it's got to be not done yet. Why is Xeba's X-Ray a part of Josie Rizal's fucking? Why does
Ultra
that happen? Ultra. What is it called in that game again? Rage
Rage
Attack.
Rage
art.
Arts.
Rage Arts. X-Rage Arts. I don't know why they used that. I mean, what were they thinking? Maybe no one will notice.
I know what they were thinking, dude. They were thinking Tekken players are stubborn. They don't play any of those fighting games. They've probably never seen
No
it.
way.
Yeah,
No way.
dude.
If they honestly thought that no one would notice, that would be that. First of all, that must mean that Soul Calibur 5 did not sell well at all. At all. Like, there's only 5 people that bought it, so maybe they're dead now. But at this point, it's like I don't know what they're thinking. What could you? I mean, what did you think? We weren't gonna notice. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty
Maybe
weird.
maybe it was just because of those leaks. Maybe because it was leaked so
That's a
early.
great point.
They were
That's a
just
great
like, you know
point.
what? If these guys want this stuff so early, they already saw it. Let's just give it to them and throw in a
Rage
bunch
Art
of
is
filler stuff.
incomplete. Damn, Josie Rizal wasn't even supposed to be Bruce, but because she got leaked, they were like, "Fuck, just make it Bruce." Why not? They should have
Yeah,
made it
Blind
another. Who
Monkey's
knows?
fault.
it's all you guys. It's all you leakers out there. It's all your
Yeah.
fault. Keep
And,
leaking though, because it's interesting.
Keep
don't let
leaking,
don't let Wonky see it though. Otherwise,
leaky boys.
we lose
Yeah.
Bruce. We losing characters, Wonky. You gotta stop posting news.
Yeah. Oh shit. Hey, internet, you guys better behave yourselves, or I'm gonna tell Wonky to leak your favorite character's phony shit, and it's gonna be boom out of there. I
Yeah,
like
even
it.
you remember that new character Luke? That guy got demolished because he wasn't even from this game.
I didn't even know what the hell
What?
you guys are talking about, but
So Wonky said, "Uh-oh, new character leak on Twitter, right?"
uh-huh.
I guess he's reading some forums or something,
Uh-huh.
and so he posted up a concept art of a character named Luke,
Uh-huh.
or apparently the real character's name is Luca from Bayonetta, and it was just concept art from Bayonetta.
Oh shit.
But he looked at it and thought it was for Tekken. I
Obviously,
don't
because
know.
he doesn't play Bayonetta.
Yes.
Yes.
Damn,
They're
dude.
hoping that's what's gonna happen. Like, boom, put Bayonetta's super in the game. Nobody will know. There's not gonna be any cross pollination between Bayonetta and Tekken. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him for leaking that because it wasn't a leak. So.
Well,
Yeah.
Harada's pissed. Anna's dead. That's what it's going to translate into.
Anna's
Yeah.
dead?
Anna's dead. That's what's going to happen because
I
of
don't
that.
know.
Damn, they're just gonna put a dude.
Yeah.
Luke is gonna be Anna, but just with Anna
Yeah,
moves.
I like the sound of that. That sounds
Mail
alright.
Williams, dude. Mail Williams.
Yeah, their brother?
Yeah. You didn't know about him this whole time.
Wait a
I
minute,
think
isn't
that
Steve Nina's brother or something?
Son.
Nina's son or something?
Well, damn.
And now he's older than her.
That's cool. I'm down
Damn.
with that, I guess. Okay. What were we even talking about? Oh, yeah, Tekken 7 being funky, version 2, all that stuff. What else? Northwest Majors? We could save that for the end. What was the third shit? So, we could talk a little bit about Mortal Kombat. I mean, the game's been out for a couple of days, and we are all, learning about it as things progress. I think the game is really, really interesting, and I think it's developing so well. Like, some stuff came out that's really cheap, that it got patched. Then some more stuff came out that's really cheap, and then it got patched again. And then Ermac. Apparently, one of the variations of Ermac can build meter, which it's the one that turns invisible. And I watched the Tom Brady video. Tom Brady put out a video on his YouTube. I think it's something Tom Brady MK underscore versus Tom Brady MK Rio underscore or some shit. I don't know what it is, but you can find it. And anyway, in this video, he shows that the variation of Ermac that turns invisible, that variation can hit you a
I don't
bunch
think
of
it's the
times.
invisible one. I think it's the one that flies.
Yeah, it's the flying one.
There
Sure.
isn't one that turns invisible, is there?
No, I don't think so. I think you're thinking of reptile.
Yeah, okay, so anyway, Ermac's variation that turns into a
Invisible.
invisible airplane can fly. There's a
Yes.
variation that can fly, right?
Yes.
So this variation, when you do a special out of the flight mode, you build a bar of meter out of nowhere. You pull it out of your butthole, right? So he shows a combo in which you start with no meter, right? In this combo, you gain a meter, use the meter in the combo, and then gain another meter before the combo is over. So you gain 2 meters and use 1 in the combo. So, okay, that obviously seems kind of broken. It obviously seems like whoever beta tested that character, beta tested the character in practice mode with infinite supers on. And I gotta tell you guys, if you remember, that happened before. That happened with Batgirl.
Weird.
Batgirl got tested with infinite supers on in practice mode, and then we realized that the EX version of the same move will link into itself infinitely. And now we have the same problem again. Okay, no big deal. They're going to be able to patch it. But Northwest Majors is this weekend, and a lot of people are screaming about being real butthurt about this and how it should be patched, right? I personally feel like it should not be patched. I'm sorry, not patched. It should be patched. Should it be banned? That's what's in question. Should it be banned at Northwest Majors and other tournaments? I personally think
there's not a should. It is banned.
it is banned,
Yeah.
right? It is banned.
Yeah.
I personally thought that it shouldn't be banned. And the reason I say that is I honestly think that if Ermac, that variation, was not banned at Northwest Majors, that character still wouldn't win Northwest Majors. So if the character would not win, I don't think that it should be banned because it's not something that you can automatically just win a tournament with. I'm kind of an old school guy, and I kind of like things like that. Like, oh my god, this thing is so cheap, but it's not so cheap that it's an infinite. It's not so cheap that Gambit jumps off the screen and you win by time. It's just kind of a cheap thing that builds meter in a really quick way. You'll have combo breakers very frequently. I personally like stuff like that. I think it would really throw a wrench in the gears of the natural flow of the tournament, and I think that still it would take someone a shitload of work to win with Ermac. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you guys think? Rip, ban? No ban? What do you think about the decision?
Hella ban it.
Okay.
I tried it. It's not hard to do. It's super easy to do, right?
So you think you would win the tournament if it was allowed and you played Ermac?
I think if I actually had just focused on Ermac from like when this bug came out to the tournament, I think I could get top 8.
You think so?
Because the strategy is, in my head, is to just build 3 meters and then X-ray everything. X-ray or combo break, that's it.
Yeah, but you can't just build 3 meters again after you did that. Let's say it didn't work.
You just got to build one, poke, and then as soon as you build one, you poke, Build 2, you get caught in a combo, whatever, combo break. Build 1 again.
Okay. I mean, this is
Build
all
2,
theory,
repeat
of
combo break.
course.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying you should always be.
You do recall that they allowed Steve's Infinite in
Yeah,
Tekken 5.0. I mean, it
I
was an
do, and we
infinite.
all love that. It was amazing. Is this
So who's to
fantastic
say you
decision?
wouldn't love Ermac?
I'm saying it was a dumbass decision. They should have banned that too, which they did, and it worked out fantastic anyway. But still,
Didn't work out that fantastic.
Yeah, it didn't work out that fantastic. The same
that
guy
game
won
was
2 years in a row with it.
Yeah,
And
he
there was
won
more
without
than
it.
one
He
Steve
won,
in top 8.
he won without it the second time.
What does that mean? Yeah, he won with it.
You won with it, you won without it.
Yeah.
So
So he's
banning it
good.
didn't really matter.
I don't know. It doesn't. In that game, it didn't matter because he had 100% combo. So technically,
Yeah.
it was a workaround. It wasn't an infinite. But the point is that that was really fucking cheap, and they didn't ban it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that obviously this is like the new generation, the new world wants to see things like this get buried. But historically, when games were new, we played them. I mean, that's the way it was. We played them the way it was. And especially now, when NRS could change it anytime they want, why don't we just kind of let them change it if they don't want it in? I mean, the thing is, the reason I don't like banning stuff like this is it's in the game. Whether it slipped through the cracks or not, whether it was intentional or not, is one thing. But it's there, right? And we're playing in a tournament. And if it's there and we're playing in a tournament, I feel like it's pretty arbitrary to ban it. It's not like all it's doing is it's hiding a big problem in the game. And why are you hiding that? It's a problem that exists, and it exists there naturally because it wasn't tested well. And the testing was done in training mode. So this is like an organic leak in the boat, right?
I don't understand how this is different than Hildy.
It's not. They didn't ban Hildy. It's not different than
Right,
Hildy.
I'm saying your stance on that was to ban Hildy from the start.
Right. Well, no, not from the start. Once it was proven. That's when I thought it should be banned. It was proven that this is going to be like the cheapest shit. They're winning tournaments everywhere with it, right? Once people start winning tournaments everywhere with this Ermac situation, then I would think, okay, this is cheap. But at this juncture, it's only theory. And to be honest with you, I don't really know if that is going to be the type of thing that wins a tournament every time. It's not. I don't know. It's all theory.
It takes skill as well. It's not like.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a free tournament win.
Yeah.
You have to hit them and you have to convert the combos, and they abnormally build meter. But historically, we've seen so many things in so many games that abnormally build meter. So it's like, it just seems like a rash decision to ban it. And I'm not gonna really get butthurt over it being banned. I'm just saying, if it were up to me, I would have let it rock because that's cheap shit. And we always talk about how cool cheap shit is, right? And it's not an infinite, and it's not a glitch where the time changes or there's no way to fight back. That's the type of thing that you should ban. If there's no way to fight back.
It's not a game-breaking glitch, obviously, but it's definitely, he has an advantage in a game where meter is such a valuable resource.
Oh yeah.
That and he has an abundance of it basically because he can do it. He can gain it so easily. I'm okay with the ban just because it's obviously something that wasn't intended, and just makes that Ermac variation, I think, a little bit,
super buff.
Yeah, super buff, really.
buff.
I mean, I
Basically-
agree with
go
you
ahead.
though that it's not gonna. I don't see it as a tournament winning thing. I actually compared it in my mind to Kuma in Tekken 4. Hitting forward 4-2, unblockable salmon hunter. That's not gonna win me a tournament unless I'm at strong style and I'm beating Anakin's ass with it. But
Damn.
but
ban it.
yeah, but it's like you still have to hit the forward 4-2, and outside of that, Kuma is a shitty character, right? He's
Right.
terrible. But it's like people
Well,
back
the
then
thing is,
let it rock.
I mean, the way I see it is, okay, the actual details, the thing that really matters to me is that it got banned without ever seeing the light of day. This discovery was made, and Ricksta's in big trouble. The discovery was made, and the way I see it, it's like, well, who's to say that the next discovery that's made doesn't get banned? I don't know. It's like I don't get who's the fucking Jedi Council here that decides that this shit needs to be banned and not banned. And if so, you're really discouraging the growth of the game by banning it, because all these people out there who come up with this kind of stuff, they're gonna think, wow, the second I put it on YouTube, these tournament organizers are gonna ban it. So, fuck you. I'm gonna hide it. you know, and that's really not the way to do things. You know, I don't think it's the way to do things, especially in this day and age where everyone's out there on the internet sharing their strategies and stuff. I just personally think that at least let it rock once, right? And let it see the light of day. I mean, it is organically the way the game ended up being designed, right? So let it rock at least once. That's all. It doesn't even matter what it is, as long as, in my mind, it's not an infinite. It's not something where you're going to win by time. The character jumps off the screen. So it's not really breaking the game in that way. It's still playable. It's just a meter build glitch, right? So not fair. I don't think it's fair to the bug. I don't think it's fair to the game's designers, because the game's designers designed it this way, and this is what they got, you know? So if you hide that, if you take that away, it's like saying, "Oh, don't pay any attention to this mistake they made. Don't worry about that. It's banned." But you know, you should worry about that. It should be shown that this is organically the way the game came out. When you have these people testing it, and when you have this going on, you know, this is the way it turned out. I think that shouldn't be banned. I don't know. You guys seem to be kind of mixed on it. What did you say your thoughts were, Rip?
Do indeed ban.
Are you thinking that that's because, I mean, are you looking at it like trying to be unbiased? Or are you afraid that Ermac's going to fuck you up at the tournament? You know, because I feel like I'm looking at it like I would like for Ermac to fuck me up at a tournament to prove this right, you know?
Oh yeah, no, I don't think if it. I'm not afraid of Ermac. I feel like I would have learned Ermac. You know what I mean? Like
For the tournament.
yeah, I think that it's gonna sully the tournament result. You know, it's
But
gonna
what
be
do you
something-
mean sully? That's the way the game was developed. That's the way it came out.
It's
How would
obvious-
that be sullying it?
This I think is obviously unintended. You know,
Right.
it's not like something that's like, oh, was that intended? I'm not really sure. Like this option select stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but I'm saying like this.
But
is
that stuff's
clearly,
not banned.
Right. I'm saying this is clearly unintended. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying, and so that's why I think it should be banned.
Huh. Okay, fair enough. And you think it should be banned too, right, Ricky?
Same reason, because you could tell it's unintended, and that point you said about like hiding it. I mean, the reason why it even exists and that we know about is because of YouTube. You know, so it's not like anyone was hiding it. You know, we showed it, and then immediately everyone kind of just said ban, no ban. And I think most people just lean towards ban because it just seemed, you know, to be something really overpowered.
Are there? go
But we
ahead.
don't. And obviously, there's no real evidence of it really
Yeah.
being overpowered or not. But let's not have any evidence.
Yeah, I guess that's the stance that people want to take. I guess I don't know. I got a, you know,
The old school mentality.
mischief. I have that like there's like this mischievous feeling of like I kind of want to see what would happen if it
No,
were
yeah.
allowed. You know, I'm really interested to see like what would happen. You know, it's the way the game developed. It's the way it happened. You know, so why finger it? I hate fingering. You guys remember when in Just Ask people were talking about how they don't want to do the coin flip system on the stages. Ugh. Man, that was so retarded when they were coming up with all these dumb rules when the game itself has it. You know, like. I hated that. And generally speaking, I want people to let a game age naturally before they start getting their fingers involved, you know? So that's just my stance on it. Okay. What else? Oh, what about just in general? What do you guys think about the game overall? What do you think, Rip? Go ahead. You've been playing a lot. I saw you getting, like 600 people watching you?
Yeah, that was fun. No, I think it's a lot of fun. There's still a lot of characters and variations for me to go through, so I'm not intimidated by it, but it seems like that's always been one of the things that has turned me off of fighting games. So like as a competitor, I get to the point where I'm like, man, do I really want to learn these other 46 variations? You know, that kind of a thing. But other than that, I'm having a lot of fun with it. I wish, of course, the netcode was better. It sucks, obviously. But, it's crazy because I play guys in New York, and it's like, this is playable. And I play Rick's, it's like kind of the same connection. I'm like, what the hell? So it's really weird. It's really weird.
The fact that... Go ahead.
They normalize all the connections throughout the world. So they made sure the worst one felt like your best one.
That's the thing, everyone keeps saying, it's good if you do this, or it's good if you do that, but the point is that it's not smooth, right? It's chunky. Sometimes it's smooth, sometimes there's a big nut, and there's not much you could do about that big nut, so I mean, that just to me tells me not smooth means that it's rocky, unstable. That's the right word. It's an unstable netcode where sometimes it'll be real nice, like, oh shit, look. But then all of a sudden it just gets flushed down the toilet. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, one interesting thing about that, I played this guy, Shay, and I haven't talked about what happened, but I played him multiple games before. He's in New York as well. I'm in Los Angeles, whatever. And it was great. We played like first to 10, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Today I played him one match. It was like terrible lag. I thought he was in Russia or some shit. It was crazy. So I'm like, why did that change? I don't know if he switched to Wi-Fi because I want to know what the difference was now. So I'll investigate that and figure that out. But
Was that yesterday you were saying? That you played that shit that one time?
I think it was today. But I mean, I played him before.
No, you had a game. You had a terrible game with him yesterday. I remember because then we played after that. But I remember him saying that I know the reason why is because he had his wire connected to something else, so he was on Wi-Fi.
There you go. Maybe Wi-Fi is just killing everything.
I don't know.
Same wire and Wi-Fi. It literally felt like I was playing SoCal, and then it felt like I was playing Russia. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, personally, whatever. I feel like at this point, the way it looks for me right now, the arcade is who knows how many weeks away from happening. I can't stand going to people's houses, and I don't like stoners, and I don't want stoners over here, even though that guy Tyrant and that guy Slayer are all right. But, it's just, as you said, there are so many variations, and I really am kind of not liking online. It's like, to say the least, I have to turn online into like a circus show, where it's like, okay, I'm just fucking throwing skulls at this guy and talking shit about Quan Chi and the Zero Issue Boys touring the US. It's like it turns into a fucking joke, And yeah, jokes are cool, laugh and juggling and riding a unicycle and shit, but this online sucks. It's like so crappy, and it just really hurts my butt knowing that this is what it's down to. A practice mode, I can sit in practice mode all day long. I can eat dry feces by playing online, or I could fucking go to someone's house and meet their dog's girlfriend and fucking, hang out with their mom and shit. It's like, whatever, dude. That shit sounds whack. So
I thought you liked Dan's mom.
Dan's mom's all right, but he doesn't want to play Mortal Kombat, unfortunately.
Oh.
Total blowout. She's a Kotal Khan player, dude. Total blowout, dude. Anyway, so yeah, that's just how I'm basically. I'm really, really hoping that, and I'm rooting for Super Arcade to come back, because I can really see, now that this game has come out, how much of a detriment it is to our local scene not having a central hub where people can get together and not only have a weekly tournament, which is very valuable, but also, just get games and enjoy each other's company and share strategies, Anyway, you look like you got something to say, Rip, on the tip of your tongue there. No?
No, I was just thinking about that. That's how it used to be, and I feel like with this game's release, that's all I really wanted to see, is this game in more tournaments, like around us.
Yeah.
I mean, there are streams where there's some locals and all, but I'm not watching them, and so
yeah,
if I was there, I'd be paying a lot more attention. So
it's not centralized. That's the problem. There is a stream over there in Simi Valley, and there's a stream in Orange County and shit, but there's no, like, in the middle of everything where everyone can kind of get to, and it's just where everyone plays, and I'm really hoping that happens in the future with, Super Arcade. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. I got something to say.
What's that?
About Paco Stevens and his what was it? What did he say? It was
what did he say?
Useless tech.
Yeah, chalk this up for you under useless tech.
Man, honestly, like I like the fact that he's in your chat.
Yeah,
like, really talking about the game in depth. Like, I love that. When he said useless tech, though, I was like, don't say that. Please don't say that. You don't know how nerdy people can get when they see something like this, and all you guys did was like, all right, let's do forward 3 into EX Spear with Scorpion. That shit's like, it's the easiest option select in the game, and all you have to do is mash every button. You do it.
It's interesting because it's just like, the thing is, everyone always complains about all these people, developers, whatever, fix it, fix that, buff this, nerf that. I honestly think that nothing should be changed for a while. I think the game should just kind of develop. And I think it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress letting all these shitheads play with your toy, your baby, you know? And everyone's fucking it up. Everyone's playing with it wrong. Like, that's not the rules. You're not supposed to push 1 + 2 + 3 while doing that. That's not how I designed it, motherfucker. So obviously, you know, it's hard for them to do this. And he didn't see it as that something that's that useful. He was in the chat and, you know, he did say useless tech.
Well, I
But
mean, the way he saw it at first, like it was when Ultra David first found out about that whole 1 + 2 + 3 thing, right? And
yeah.
did anyone even know, by the way, that that was a meter burn in Injustice?
No.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Like, and he said that was in Injustice, you know,
Yeah.
but like the way Ultra David showed it, like he didn't understand how it worked. He didn't even know that was a meter burn, and so I
Yeah.
think what the reason why he said it was useless tech was because of just the meter burn aspect.
Right. Yeah, that's
know, but
probably
he didn't.
true.
But he didn't realize that there was option select surrounding just that button input.
Well,
And
basically, to boil it down for those of you who don't know about this, basically there is a way to use this shortcut that exists to make the game do things that it's behaving abnormally, like not the way it was designed. And in this case, Scorpion can option select his low, making it safe every time, in a way that obviously is not the way it's supposed to be. So as soon as Paco Stevens realized that this is behaving not in the way it was intended, he even said, I think it was on Twitter or something, he said that, yeah, they're gonna, you know, normalize it. If it's behaving in a way that it's not intended, the shortcut glitch thing is gonna go. So, you know, that's the way it is, and that's cool. That's what I like to see. New stuff comes out, they like it, they leave it in. They don't like it, they flush it out, you know, so that's cool. Fine by me, you know. And if they remove that Ermac glitch, fine by me too. But I don't really like the whole everyone tinkering. I don't like people just tinkering with the game. Ulterior Motive City, you know? Ulterior Motive City. Of course someone's gonna be like, oh, you gotta ban this immediately. Tom Brady puts out a video saying you gotta ban this. All of Tom Brady's minions gobbling on his schlong are gonna be like, oh yes, you gotta ban this, you know? And it's like, who is the Jedi Council here that's dictating the bans, you know? I'm always like, you know, let that shit rock, dude. Let's see what the hell happens. And once it's proven, then all right, yeah, that's cheap. We saw it. We're not all idiots. I mean, you saw that, right? Let's ban it. So I don't know. That's how I would like for it to happen, but that's not the way it's happening. It's banned. It's already dead. So, okay. What else?
It might just be the way that the world works nowadays.
It's gonna work that way, yeah. I mean, I'm too old.
It's funny because he's been you know ranting on Twitter about how people are complaining about nerfing Sub-Zero, and he's like saying like you know learn to effing play the game, you know, and he's all pissed
You
off.
motherfuckers. You know, actually though, Tom Brady, he was a defender of Deathstroke initially. He was like, Deathstroke is not that cheap. You know, all you got to do is learn how to beat him and do all this stuff. And, you know, he was one of those guys that was saying, you know, let it rock, don't nerf it. And I'm always that kind of guy. Wait, at least, how could you ban Sub-Zero before he's won anything?
Yeah, he's not saying ban. He's like he's worried about the patches
or
that
nerf.
You
know, how could you nerf anything before Sub-Zero's won anything? Where is the evidence? We want Exhibit A. Where's the pudding? The pudding. It's where all the proof is, and we don't have any pudding. There's no pudding. You know. So
this game does a really good job too. Just of having every character when you're playing them, you're just like, this is good, this is good, this is good. This character seems broken right when you first play it. So it has that, and then actually when you play it, then you realize Quan Chi doesn't have a really good EXR move. Then you're like, oh, this character kind of sucks. But, but initially when you're playing them, you're like, oh, this character seems really good, you know. And so
yeah, everyone has their shit that's like, oh, okay, this is what you're trying to do. I think it was Charles that was saying that the way the characters kind of feel are, when you start playing a character in Mortal Kombat, it's like, you know, you're trying to solve this puzzle. And once you realize, oh, that's the solution to the puzzle, you get the way the character is supposed to work. It's clearly there. It's like this treasure that the developer has put there, and you just got to find the treasure and then work with it. You know, so I don't know in the end how this is going to pan out, but I definitely share the sentiment that you have, Rip, of there being a shitload of, you know, variations. That's the thing that's like, whoa, so many variations and so many characters, and the game generally I think is really hard, just in general. Like, I would say that this is a far harder game overall than Injustice or MK9 because of the way you have to run, stamina management, meter management. everything is, there's a lot to look at in this game. There's a lot going on. Also, when you're knocked down, you don't just get up off the ground with a wake up attack for free. You have to utilize things like delayed wake up, tech roll, all that stuff. So I personally think that it's a super tough game to play overall. I also think that it's going to be a good competitive game so far because of that. But of course, I always say that fighting games, you don't know a fighting game until it's like moving in with a girl, You don't even know them until you move in and you see what the habits are, Maybe they snore or something's up, funky going on. It's
Why
just
is your
like
bathroom
that.
always so dirty?
Exactly. There's always something like that. And, playing a fighting game in tournaments is like moving in with the girl. It's like, okay, now you're starting to see the toilet habits. What's going on with this crazy, wake-up system. It's like, generally speaking, let it age a little bit. I think that the game needs to age. I think the game needs to develop. And I'm interested in seeing how it works. I'm interested in seeing how... I can't wait to see the top matches at Northwest Majors because it's so early and a lot of people are going. I think Tom Brady and all these people, Perfect Legend and all these Rios and names
Perfect
I've never
Legend's
even...
going?
Yeah, I think so. They're all going, I think. I don't know. I don't know who the fuck these people are, to be honest. But a lot of them are going, right? Some of these people are
I
going.
saw Tom Brady. I saw
Yeah, the
Rio.
pools are up, by the way,
Yeah, the
Harris.
pools are up.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, because you're not on the internet
Yeah.
sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah, so all the
I'm
pools
in
are
I'm
up.
in Tom Brady's pool, by the way.
Oh, no
Yeah.
shit. Cool.
Yeah,
I think you also have Wonder Chef
maybe,
and Crazy Bone.
possibly.
Yeah.
Wonder Chef and Crazy Bone, the classics. The
Mhm.
classics. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. It's going to be really cool. On that note, Northwest Majors this weekend, it's going to be one of the big ones. And it's going to be huge for Mortal Kombat, first of all, because obviously it's the first major for Mortal Kombat, and it's the first, real spotlight on the game as far as competition since that ESL shit.
Right.
It's also, got, of course, all the other components to a fighting game major. But another thing that makes it very important and unique, especially to us, is that it's turning out to be a really huge tournament for Tekken as well. There are quite a few top players that are going to be there for Tekken. Anakin, Princess Ling, Bronson Naps.
Do you want me to tell you like
Incog.
the
Speed kicks.
like the main pools, like which players are in it?
Sure.
Like there's only 4 pools, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so on pool 1, the main names I see are Colton, Incognito, Speed Kicks, and Rip.
Okay.
And pool 2, Bronson, NYC Fab, Perfectly,
Ooh, Fab's going to Northwest Majors? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Princess Ling, and Way Gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
There's someone else
also
there, too.
SoCal Requiem and Sonkin.
Songkin is in there.
Nice, nice.
And the pool 3 is Anakin, Cody Vu, Mateo, K-Dog, and some guy named Just Legend Kick from California.
Who the
Just
fuck's that?
Legend kick.
His name is Just Legend Kick. I don't know who he is.
So
Everyone
why'd you
says
bring him up?
well, because everyone thinks it's James.
It's not James, is it?
I don't know.
I think it's James.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And he's
then
in
the-
Cody's pool.
And the last pool is Majin, myself,
Oh, wow,
EBM, Jimmy J Tran, and Run It Black.
Jesus Christ, that's gonna be a pretty good tournament. That's gonna be a really buff tournament. Lots of people from lots of places.
It doesn't matter what pool you're in. If you're in any of these pools, you're already
Yeah.
fucked.
It's an ugly pool.
Yeah.
No matter what. Interesting, very interesting. Okay. Northwest Majors, huge. Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that Markman is gonna be there and he's gonna have Tekken 7.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's really cool too. I'm really excited to get to play it again and kind of test some more stuff out. I think it's gonna be really packed because this is like a really Tekken town. They have a pretty big scene. And there's a lot of people that are interested in playing. So, yeah, that's cool. Overall, it's
Well,
going to be real sick.
Two
What's
things
that?
to note.
Mhm.
The entrance for Tekken Tag 2, it's 64 players right now.
Wow.
Mortal Kombat X,
hmm
58.
No way.
So
That's
Tekken Tag 2 has more entrants than Mortal Kombat X.
No way.
Yes. Way.
What does that mean?
It means that the game is probably too new. I mean, Mortal Kombat X, the game is literally 9 days old right now. So, tournament starts in 2 days. It's like 11-day-old tournament. Maybe people aren't ready to travel for it yet.
You also have to realize too that this tournament, even though it's big for Tekken, like there's not many I don't like what other game does Mortal Kombat really like cross with? You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
you got the other big tournament, the second biggest tournament at this event is Guilty Gear Xrd. They got the
Really?
second most. Yeah, it's right behind Ultra Street Fighter 4, and I think it's mainly because they're bringing a crazy Japanese player by the name of Ogawa.
Okay.
Like he's like a legend, like Kuroda is in Third Strike. So that's the reason why that tournament's big. But I don't think there's any like cross between Xrd and MKX. There's a little bit
Mhm.
more with like Street Fighter 4. So I don't. I think it's just not. It's not a big Mortal Kombat scene mainly. I'm
That
actually. Yeah. I'm
is,
actually.
I'm
Honestly. I'm.
shocked.
No. I'm looking at it right
Uh-huh.
now. Right. The states. Everything. Pretty much. It's mainly California.
So the whole tournament's all Californians and shit?
It's a lot of California. I see a
Yeah,
couple. I see a handful of Washington, but I think it's. I honestly think it's more California than Washington.
and it's
Wow.
mainly West Coast, right? I mean, come on, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think this game is still going to be big in the long run. You just
Oh
need to
yeah.
have at a bigger,
So you think
maybe.
it's growing? Like, let's say, what's the next tournament after that? CEO or something? Oh no,
I,
Combo Breaker is next. I'm gonna be at that one's gonna be huge for MK10. How many people
Oh,
oh
enter
it's
yeah,
in
Combo Breaker?
Chicago. It's in
yeah.
Chicago.
You're gonna get 100 plus. I mean,
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if it broke 200 even. Just because
200 people. Okay.
it's a big MK scene. I just think that it's Washington and Seattle's probably not the strongest or not no, not big in MK. So
Yeah, I think
Well,
it's just too early too.
yeah, that's
I'll
also
tell you
probably.
this. Genuinely think that MK10 is a hard game, right? And I
Hmm.
think, the average schmuck is not going to like that. They're going to be like, man, I'm just going to get my ass kicked. It's so hard to do combos and stuff. So maybe you're right. The confidence levels are low, I think. I know my confidence levels are low. It's too early. I don't even know. I feel like I've only played like once, but
Hmm.
it's so hard to gauge what's going to happen in a tournament like this. That's why I'm saying leave Ermac in and let him fuck everything up, dude. It's so
Nah,
early anyway, you might as well let Ermac run havoc and just fuck everything up.
It could also
it,
be one of those things where they don't want what happened at the first Evo. Remember when KDZ just did forward 2-3
Yeah,
and won a title, and like
that's
you know
true.
that top eight was terrible.
Yeah, but
It was,
then
it
you're
was
colluding, dude. Then you're making it so the game is not the way it is. Like, oh, we don't want this to happen at Evo. Let's Nancy Kerrigan KDZ and make sure it doesn't happen.
Yeah, of
But
course. I mean,
I
dude,
don't like that.
no, but in every, like if you don't, like, you always have to bend the rules just because, something's too strong. I mean,
You're
like, if
right.
you,
You're right.
in like college basketball, like they banned dunking for a while because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was just taking
Just
control of
cheating.
everything. He was cheating. And so
Yeah.
they're like, dude, you can't do that anymore. Ban it. So it's like, it's like you can't do that, but you can. It's just how it
Yeah.
is.
I mean, that's
So,
the way it is. Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a little bit too tall, and
mhm.
they had to cut off his legs. I mean, that's the way it works. Cut those legs off. Fatality, motherfucker. So, I don't know. Whatever. I'm a little butthurt over that, but I'm super the opposite of butthurt about going to Northwest Majors. I'm really excited. It's going to be super cool. We're going to kick it with everyone, and it's going to be lots of fun. I'm amped up. Um, what else? Anything else, or are we going to start plugging shit and bitch calling and...
Legacy controller?
Oh, okay.
What was that?
That was me
Oh.
releasing
Yeah.
frustration out of my mouth. Dude, the legacy controller thing on PS4, and I'm a PS4 user, I think it's retarded, right? This guy Tyrant fucking came over to my house, and we were both on one player, and it's my turn to play, and this schmuck is leaning on his hitbox. So he's making me do like offensive jumps and shit while I'm trying to neutral jump. And I'm tripping. Like, what is going on? I look over and this shithead's just fucking leaning over on his shit. This is a disaster, right? I mean, as far as like logistics for a tournament organizer, this is going to be a disaster. If you want to use a PS3 stick or a hitbox or anything that's a legacy controller, you need another PS4 controller to pair with it. And that controller has to be like not in anyone's hands. So it has to be in like some safe, put it in the safe box where no one will touch it. Okay, now take it out of the safe box and set up the next match. Okay, put it back in the safe box. Like, this is, how are they even gonna do this? You know more about this than anyone, Ricky. What do we do? What are they gonna do?
I mean, you just put your control on the table, hope that no one bumps into the table, and like accidentally, like these accidentally hit this little trigger. I mean,
Meter
it's
burns your fireball and shit
yeah.
for
Yep.
you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems that can come with it, and that's the price you pay for not getting a getting a next gen joystick, motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess.
No, you know what? I mean, it's like I feel like that's the only workaround you have on the PS4. I don't know because was the only other game that I think that allows older generation sticks is Skullgirls, right?
Hmm.
And I don't know if it works the same way where
It
you have to have
doesn't.
a
You know,
it
it
doesn't?
doesn't do
It
that
doesn't.
for Skullgirls. It does not have an issue, but I heard someone say that the reason why Skullgirls has no issue like that is because of something about how it's not licensed or something. And I don't really know the details or if any of that's true or any of that bullshit, but I do know that it's really cool that they put it in, but at this point, I don't know if it's going to work in its current state in tournaments. There's going to be a lot of trouble. We already have all this trouble with just home buttons. Now, not only do we have the issue of home buttons and all that shit, but we also have this other guy could actually accidentally push a button, and it's a real issue. I think it's a real issue. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be solved. Hopefully, that's also something that NRS could fix. That would be nice if it's like,
I
oh,
feel
that's a problem. Boom.
I feel like it's more of a PS4 thing than an NRS thing because the other thing too is that the only reason why you can't just plug in your PS3 controller and just play is because you need to sign into an account. It seems
Yeah.
like, right? And the only thing that can sign into an account is an official PS4 something or other.
Yeah, what
So
they have to do is they have to make it so you can sign into an account with a legacy controller.
yeah, but I don't know if maybe that's a PS3 or PS4 thing and not a NRS thing.
Yeah,
I mean, we really
it's
don't know.
possible.
So. The only thing that I thought that was sick about that is so let's say you were playing on this,
Hmm.
right? Your own PS4 pad, and you put Tyrant's hitbox on your feet, and then you were just doing sick shit with that,
Fucking
right?
flying a helicopter and shit, like
Yeah.
I'm pulling all these levers, Fred Flintstone's car and
Dude,
shit. What
dude,
the
you
hell
have
are you talking about?
You have extra commands on your toes, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, there's got to be shit I mean, maybe not, but I mean, there's got to be shit you can do with that you couldn't normally
It
do with just a pad.
guaranteed there's got to be shit. You can't have two guard buttons, right?
No, you can't change in the game. You can't change anything. You
You
can't
have
multiple.
two guard buttons. You have two of every button if you do that. Maybe that is true. Maybe there are some fucked up combos or some fucked up option selects that you can do with two guard buttons, and you can only do them with legacy sticks. So let me plug in my hitbox, and then let me plug in my pad, use my mouth to use the pad, use my fucking butt cheeks to use the what I mean? Like you said, you could reload with the pedal, gun con.
Yeah.
Who knows what the fuck they're gonna have? This is funky. It's funky. Either way, this is gonna be some dope shit. This is gonna be like the big fucking experiment tournament with like Benny Hill music and fucking Ermac popping out of nowhere. Someone must have discovered some cheap shit. Internet, you should all test the game in the situation where you don't have an infinite meter. You should definitely test that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a problem historically, so maybe there might be
There's
some
more,
shit
dude.
in there, but meter building bugs or whatever. Anyway, okay. Good times. Moral of the story is all three of us are amped up through the roof for Northwest Majors. It's going to be dope. I'm going to try to host whoever's streaming it. Do you know who's streaming it? Do we know who's streaming it?
There's a
There's
bunch of
a
different
schedule.
channels. Yeah.
Yeah, bunches of channels here. Team
It depend-
Chaos, Seattle Tekken is streaming Tekken. Team Chaos is streaming something. And other people are streaming other things.
I think Team Chaos is the main stage, and everything
Yeah.
else is secondaries or whatever. And there is going to be, I think, a stream for Tekken 7
Oh,
on
Sunday.
Sunday. I think it'll be on the Tekken channel, twitch.tv
Oh, awesome.
/Tekken.
excellent.
And also on Friday night, I think at 7:30, they're talking about maybe having some kind of exhibition for either Tekken 7 or Mortal Kombat X or both. And the
Cool.
Tekken Tag 2 tournament is going to be all done on Saturday. It starts
Nice.
at 10 a.m. for the pools, and then straight after that will be the top 8.
Awesome. Sounds good. So, excellent. Make sure you tune in for that, and we'll all be there, as I mentioned. Okay, so you guys go ahead and plug all your channels and Twitters and whatnot, and then we'll move on to bitch callings. Go ahead, Rip.
All right, you guys can catch my streams. I stream a lot of MKX and Tekken Tag 2 at twitch.tv/levelupyourgame. You can find me on Twitter at REEPAL.
Excellent. Best Scorpion in North America, is that right? I've heard recently.
I've seen some Kappa faces after that, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Did
Go
you put those
ahead.
Kappa faces there yourself?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Go ahead, Ricky. You're
Follow
up.
me, Twitch, Twitter, both the same name, RICKST3EZY. Is that right?
Excellent.
R I
I
C
don't
K
know.
S T E E E Z Y.
Perfect.
I stream
Excellent.
Tekken. I stream Tekken and Mortal Kombat X. If I don't, I want to stream tonight, but if I don't stream tonight, then I'll probably stream next week.
Got a pack, dude. Ugh.
I don't want to pack.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so. I'm also scared about this home button issue. I just thought about that. We're gonna have to
Why?
deal with so many home button issues at Northwest Majors. I can just
Yeah.
feel it.
Well, I don't know. I'm excited because it's gonna be like it's gonna be a learning experience for everybody, especially the tournament
Hmm.
organizers. Good luck, guys. Good luck, players. Okay, who are bitches? Who are the bitch callings of the day?
I didn't even think of this.
Yeah, this one's
I mean,
rough.
I was real pissed yesterday at Time Warner. I was fucking steaming. Ask Charles. I was laying on my bed yelling at the ceiling like, "Fuck these guys!" I mean, dude, I stream, for my job, right? I'm over here thinking, Time Warner, you motherfuckers, I can't stand them. So I called them, right? And of course, they hooked me up to the Philippines. And this guy I'm talking to, he's like telling me about, like, the first guy I talked to, he's like, "Oh, I'm very sorry that your internet isn't working right now, Eris. I personally know how important the internet can be these days. I myself use the internet every day when I get home after work, and I'm over here so steaming, but I'm trying to be nice because it's not this guy's fault. He's just some guy who lives in some borough somewhere, right? But I'm steaming, and this guy's telling me about what he does when he gets home from work. And so the worst part about it is this phone call ended in him saying there's an outage in your area, right? And I was like, okay, well, there's not much I could do about that. He said, okay, you'll get credited, whatever, fuck off. See you later, Eris. Go fuck yourself. I was like, okay, I'll go fuck myself. See you later. I hang up the phone. 2 hours go by, and I call again. The next person is like, oh, I don't see an outage in your area. I don't see an outage at all. Let me go ahead and fix this shit for you. So I'm on the phone with this idiot for the whole time. Of course it doesn't get fixed. And then 2 minutes later, I look on Twitter and boom, everyone's having an outage. There's an outage in my... So obviously these guys don't have any idea what the fuck is going on at all. They're just like thumbs in their buttholes. They don't know what's going on. Outsource it. Let me transfer you to the internet department. It's like, those guys are bitches. Time Warner, cable. You're bitches. That's my bitch calling.
I got one now. How you reminded me. So, at work, we're moving offices. I'm in charge of moving over our internet services, whatever, right? So I've been waiting. We're supposed to get this quote in, and they take like 45 days to schedule the move. And we're at that point now. And for 2 weeks, I've been waiting for this guy to send me paperwork. He hasn't sent it to me. So I email finally, and I get his bounce back saying this email doesn't even exist. I'm like, what the fuck, right? So I call him, whatever, and I got someone new on my case. He said, oh, yeah, that guy's gone. Like, we'll have someone new take over your case, whatever. Days go by. I'm emailing like, yo, we need this now. We need this now. They're not getting back to me. They're saying stuff like, oh, yeah, we had a lot of important meetings or some bullshit, whatever, and they don't get back to me. Finally, they get back to me, and they say, like, oh, hey, we looked over your stuff. You don't need to sign anything. You're good to go. And then I'm like, what? Like, the other guy said they're going to raise the price. And then she's like, oh, what address are you moving to? And I'm like, what? And so then, like, I reply back with the address, and then she says, do you have internet at that location? I'm like, bitch, I'm calling you to move my internet to that location. You're asking me if I have internet at that location? So yeah, Megapath, bunch of bitches, dude. If you guys ever have to deal with internet at a business, don't go with Megapath.
What is it?
Megapath. You've never heard of them. They're an ISP, like Time Warner's an ISP, and they can both go suck them dicks.
Wow. Yeah, they need to suck each other's dicks, those two motherfuckers. It's probably the same guy. It's like I Love Lucy. She just changes her hat, different hat. Oh, fucking Megapath, Time Warner Cable. Yeah, exactly. Fucking bullshit. While you were saying that, I thought of another bitch. Oh, I got another bitch. So there's this dumb motherfucker somewhere out there on the internet that keeps trying to push this character design that I guess he drew on a fucking napkin or something that he thinks needs to be in Tekken 7. He's been hassling Wonky. He's been hassling Harada, and he's been hassling myself. And his character design is so fucking shitty. It's like a baby fucking drew it on a napkin, like idiot, And I'm like, dude, fuck off. That guy's a bitch too. I don't even know who it is, but that guy's a bitch for sure. He keeps trying to start new Twitter names too. Like I blocked him from Twitter, right? Like I told him, he's like, write more articles about this, how this character should be in Tekken 7. And I'm like, no man, that character looks whack. That's what I said. Your character looks whack. Blocked, right? New Twitter account. You gotta talk about this character. It's so sick. And the new Twitter account has the same profile picture. Like, what are you, a fucking retard, man? I mean, I don't have to be the Hardy Boys to solve this shit, right? This guy is a total moron. Total moron. Anyway, you're a moron, and you're a bitch. A bitch and a moron. Fuck off. Anyway, Ricky, you're up.
That'd be funny if that was like Charles's Twitter account.
Yeah, you got me.
Charles, get on it. Yeah, I don't even have a bitch to call. I want to call Time Warner a bitch just because they have the Dodger Network, and I have DirecTV, and so I can't get the Dodger Network.
God.
Damn, you
And
gotta
I'm-
get Time Warner, dude.
That's
Yeah,
bullshit.
they're the best.
They're the
Direct-
best, dude.
DirecTV shits on them all day.
Are you
Don't you already
kidding
have
me?
Time Warner for your freaking like internet?
Their
Yeah.
customer service is so good.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck
Oh,
off.
Speaking of which, I saw freaking Star Slayer. She also heard
Whoa.
Time Warner went out, right?
Mhm.
And she was on Twitter, and for some reason I follow Time Warner Cable Help, probably because I need to reach them sometimes, and I can see their conversation going back and forth. And she's like, "Oh, it sucks. This happens all the time." Time Warner replies back, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry, we got someone on the way." And then she's like, "No, the person's already here." And then like 15 minutes later, she's like, "Never mind. The guy was sat in his van for 50 minutes and then left. You guys' service is awful. Thank you for nothing." You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, they're such dicks because the first guy I talked to was like, oh, we can't do anything about it. We got to make an appointment for a technician to come over, right? And I was like, okay, cool, do that. And he's like, all right, the first technician available is like 6 p.m. on Friday. I'm like, dude, it's fucking Wednesday. Are you serious? Like, you want me to sit here yelling at my ceiling for 2 days? Because, I mean, I was super irate. I mean, it's really rare for me to get so pissed at shit, but I was super duper pissed. I was rolling in my grave at night. I went to bed at like 11 p.m. That's how pissed I was.
You know what you should start doing, man, is you guys have enough Twitter followers for it, is that you just yell at them through Twitter. And then eventually it's like, oh man, this guy kind of has a lot of followers. Let's
That's
help
what
this
Star
guy out.
Slayer did,
Start a
man.
pitchfork mafia and shit.
Yeah,
Let's kill those motherfuckers.
You
Let's
just
kill
have to.
them.
I mean, this is a hint for anyone that has a lot of Twitter followers. I don't think I have enough. I'm almost there, I think.
Follow
But-
him. 3 E's.
He's got 6 now.
But I might have 7. No, I know this works for airlines. If you bitch about something that happens at your airline, you go like, "Oh, at Southwest, dude, what the hell is up with all this blah blah blah?" You know, and you tweet it out publicly. They'll like if they'll of course they'll click your link or profile and see how many followers you have, and they'll be like, "Uh-oh, this guy has a lot of followers. Let's try to fix this." So that he's like, "Okay,
I don't know.
everything's cool."
I'm not a huge fan of flexing my like social
Flex it,
media.
dude.
Yeah, flexing in general. I'm not a fan of flexing. I'm not a fan of flexing social media muscles or anything like that. I'll just talk shit on my podcast and then let it be. You know, whatever.
Better
Time
start
Warner.
flexing it.
It's meant to be. The Cosmos have it written this way for Time Warner to fuck with me this way every now and then, so that you know it reminds me how you gotta just keep it cool, keep your composure, you know. So that's it. That's my bitch calling for the day. Internet. All 3 of us are super amped up to go to Seattle, Washington for Northwest Majors.
It's gonna be so cold.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yes.
freezing cold. If you guys are, I don't know about these 2 schmucks, but if you're gonna come introduce
Don't be
yourself
weird.
to me, make sure you're not weird and make sure you wash your hands. And we'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching, Internet. Northwest Majors. Take it easy.
Nice.
Peace.